game. Coach, when you're ready, we'll take an opening statement.
Yeah, well, I want to thank our great fans for being here. I mean, we left that the hotel today. What a phenomenal group we had. It just gave us the energy and all night. And they've been with us all year. And give the credit to our players. Those guys fought. We started working last year, January 17th. They worked their tails off with Tommy Moffitt. They did the right things, character, grit, determination. They had their player-only practices this summer. I didn't even know about them, led by these guys on the side. We took it one game at a time. We wanted the team. Got to give the credit to our coaching staff, Jack Marucci, Tommy Moffitt, all the trainers, and just a tremendous night for the LSU Tigers, tremendous night for the purple and gold, a tremendous night for the state of Louisiana. We are so proud to represent.
Again, as a reminder, we'll take questions for the players. Give us a minute to get you the mic, and let's go ahead and give us your name and affiliation. We'll start right here in the very front row.
Michael Cobble, WBRZ TV in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Joe, the cigar celebrating tonight, and I guess just could you take us back to the beginning of this game, kind of figuring it out as you guys make the adjustments throughout. Were you injured during the course of the game, and how did you respond?
I was fine. I was just fine. They had a great plan coming in. I mean, we knew they would. Brent Venables is the best in the country and at what he does, and you know, he was mixing up the looks. I honestly couldn't figure out where they were blitzing from all night. We had great play calls, great coaching staff. I mean, this was a long time coming. This kind of speechless right now. This was fun.
Right down here, very front row.
Joe, Doug Mouton, WWL TV in New Orleans. Was it a point early in the game where you recognized they were underplaying Jamar Chase and you were just going to keep going? As long as they were giving you a one-on-one with him, you were just going to keep going there?
Yeah, you know, the first couple of series, I didn't think there was any way that they were just going to play man with Jamar, so I wasn't really looking his way. And then I got back to the sideline after the second drive. I was like, they really are playing man-to-man with Jamar. So we started going to him heavy, and I mean, he played so well, and that's just the kind of guy that he is. He's worked so hard for that, all of our guys.
Left side. Oh.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm good.
Left side of the aisle. We're going to go right here in the midsection.
Oh, Joe Bill Bender, Sporting News. I know you said you're speechless, but for what's been made of your journey and for you to deliver on this stage, whether it was people in Louisiana, Ohio State fans, or even the people in Athens, Ohio, what's it mean to you to deliver this performance while all of those people were cheering you on?
Feels good. I don't know what else to say. I mean, there's been so many people that have come into this, from people that have helped me along my journey from Ohio, Louisiana, everywhere. And we couldn't have done it with a better group of guys. Not just football players, but great men that I just feel blessed to be a part of this.
Okay, we'll come down here to the front row.
Joe, Steve Moulton, ESPN Radio out of Huntsville, Alabama. That first pass to Moss that was called back felt like it took some juice out of the offense, and then to finally get it back, what really kick-started that offense after that first penalty?
Yeah, that was, you know, we felt like if we had got that one, we would have been rolling on that first drive, and we would have kept rolling. And it did kind of take the wind out of our sails for a second, and defense stepped up all game until we started to get rolling. And, you know, we feel like you can't hold us down for forever. You know, I think we're too explosive. Our coaches are too good. Our players are too good. Our O-line is too good. And, you know, they had a great plan coming in. Like I said, Coach Venables is great at what he does, and it just took us a while to get it figured out.
Come over here, standing on our far left.
Hi, Joe. Mark Myers, AP
Hi.
Broadcasting. Heisman and then a national title in just a few short weeks. Tell me what kind of emotions are you feeling now?
Some pretty good emotions. This is special. This doesn't happen. This doesn't come around every year. You know, this is a special group of guys that really came together, and it's as close of a group that I've ever been around. I'm just so happy I was able to do it with Coach O, Patrick, and the rest of the guys in that locker room.
We're now going to move over to our far right that's standing.
Joe, Wilson Alexander over here from The Advocate. You talked so much about this incredible season that you weren't reflecting yet, that you were going to do it when it was over. Is it starting to set in what you've accomplished?
Not yet. We're still celebrating. Give us a couple days. We got tonight. We got the rest of this week. We're going to enjoy this one. A lot of work was put into this that nobody ever saw. Saturdays, Sundays, 7 days a week for 12 months. This is special.
Going to go up on the TV riser on our far right.
Joe here in the back. Daniel Brown, KTBS out of Shreveport. 10-point game. Terrace Marshall catches that touchdown pass. His saying is meant to be. At that point, did that championship feel meant to be?
Terrace, he took him a while to get going, but he made the championship play. And I couldn't be happier for that guy. He's worked harder than anybody on this team, and he's worked on his craft for a long time. 5-star coming in, had some bumps in the road, and for him to make that play, I'm so happy for him and his family.
We're going to go back here in the back right-hand aisle.
Joe, Andrew Clay, KTC in Lafayette. You will be a hero in this state for decades. Can you grasp that?
Where are you? There you are. Sorry, can you say that again?
Yeah, you will be a hero in this state for decades. Can you grasp that magnitude?
I think this what we did tonight can't be taken away from us. I don't know about the whole hero thing, but I know this national championship will be remembered for a long time in Louisiana. To do it in New Orleans is even more special, and this is going to be remembered for a long time.
Stay on the right-hand side, third row.
Patrick Billy Witz with the New York Times. A couple questions. What at the end of both the latter part of the first half and the latter part of the second half, the defense really kind of buckled down. What can you kind of talk about what what you did to get rolling, and then also if you can describe, I guess, at the point in the last couple of years where you felt like maybe it was Joe's team to a degree.
At the end of the first half, Coach Arana sat us down, calmed us down. We was really anxious being out there, so we just, all gathered together, just played team defense. And we always knew this was Joe's team from the day he came in. He was competing in sprints. So just for Joe to be that kind of person to come out on day one and try to give us the best that he can, we already knew it was his team.
Stay over in the same section, slightly further back.
Ed Danielson from The Athletic. What did you think coming into the game about the potential of what a victory would mean, and how do you feel personally now?
I talked to the team about the focus all week was just beat Clemson, not thinking the magnitude of, hey, we're going to win the national championship, what's going to happen, all that. So our focus, and the guys just followed it, man. Our focus has been one game at a time, one day at a time. And our guys did a tremendous job. Now, I think that, this team is going to be mentioned as one of the greatest teams in college football history, 15-0. One of the greatest teams in LSU history, led by some of the greatest players. Give them all the credit. But, that's for you guys to decide. We're national champs. Well, we're 15-0. Whether we mention as one of the greatest teams or not, that doesn't matter to me. I think that we're going to get to work. We'll go to class on Wednesday. We'll start working on next year.
This will be our last question for the players.
Guys right here in the front. This would be for Ed and for Patrick. Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge. Forced Clemson into 9 punts. What worked so well, and did you think you could have that kind of success?
Yeah. I think the one thing is we stopped A-10. I thought our guys did a tremendous job of not letting him run the football on us. We knew Trevor was going to make some plays. They made some plays downfield. But you know what? I thought the coach around had a tremendous plan of getting pressure. We never panicked. And those 3 and outs and those punts were critical in the ballgame. I think this guy here, Patrick Queen, had a great game. And, we had to tackle in space. Had great athletes in space. And this guy made some great tackles tonight.
Coach Arana, had a great game plan since day one when we started studying them, and we trusted it, and we went to work on it. And just to be able to come into this game and be able to make those type of plays, I just want to give God the glory for it. And I just want to thank Coach O for believing in me and be able to play this position.
Joe and Patrick, thanks so much and congratulations.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks.
We'll take questions for Coach now.
Take it easy on that cigar, boy.
We're going to start over here on our far left in the back.
There's so much talk about what this means for Louisiana, but for your small hometown on the Bayou, just no one really has ever even heard of it. What does it mean for that community to bring this for them?
You know, I remember growing up there, man, losing was an option. It was not an option, man. You had to win. And winning Benny basketball, you had to win in the backyard. Cajun people took a lot of pride in who they were. LSU was big, obviously watching Ronnie Estee and them play, so it's going to mean a lot to them. I mean, they're very prideful. It means a lot to everybody in the state of Louisiana. Everybody bled the purple and gold. I think it's a tremendous night for everybody.
As a reminder, please give us your name and affiliation. We'll stay in the same section right here in the back.
Coach, Bill Bender, Sporting News. 3rd and 10, late in the first half, you call a timeout, or there was 2 timeouts taken. Joe takes that draw down to the 6-yard line. Just talk about that call, or don't talk about it, I guess. You know, what went into that play call, and what did that show about Joe's toughness to make that play?
Well, we didn't want to have a penalty and go back to the 3rd and 15, and when the clock was about to run out, we didn't feel like we had the right play called. And, you know, Steve said, "Coach, I need a timeout," so all I did was call a timeout. And then obviously Steve made the play, he made the call. Joe's going to take the ball in his hands. Some of those plays tonight were passes called that Joe ran. Some of the plays tonight were runs that Joe passed. And so just give the great players a chance to make opportunities, make plays, and he did it.
Stay over here in the second row on our left.
Jeff Nowak with The Advocate. You know, yesterday Joe got to meet Drew Brees, which was talked about for a while. You have a lot of guys with the New Orleans connections with Jamar and others. You know, did winning this in the Superdome, you know, talk about any of the added significance there? Do you think that kind of is more impactful? Because
I think it's magical. I really do. I think that when we saw that the national championship would be in the Superdome at the beginning of the year, we set our target on that, although we did not talk about it. And we felt that once we come in the Superdome, we'd come out victorious because of the home field advantage. It was great to have Drew Brees yesterday at practice. I spent 1 year with him. He and Joe are a lot alike in a lot of ways as far as their work ethic, as far as their leadership on the football team. I remember watching Drew Brees, the 7-on-7. He ran it, and it was the best 7-on-7 I ever saw. There wasn't another coach out there. So Joe and he are a lot alike. I think that Drew Brees and his wife were great representations of the state of Louisiana. We're proud of him.
Let's go right here in the very front.
Coach, I was Steve Moulton, ESPN Radio out of Huntsville, and ultimately, what are you going to remember this season about of all going through the West, going through Texas, I mean, going through Oklahoma, and now just this experience? What are you most going to remember this season for?
Yeah, I just think the character and the grit of this football team. Jack Marucci and Tommy Moffitt keeping us together, keeping us in shape. I felt like we could have played it for another month. We were not tired. This team was ready to go. They were enthusiastic. One team, one heartbeat, the character, the leadership, obviously led by Joe. We wouldn't be here without Joe Burrow. We know that. The hiring of Joe Brady and him, the way Steve Benz make it work together. The improvement of our defense after the Ole Miss game. I think that the defense took it upon themselves, the leaders took it upon themselves, and they knew. I think when we didn't talk about it, but we changed from first to second or something like that because of the defense. I think that was an advantage for us. Our guys took it on a chip on their shoulder, said, "Hey, man, wait a minute. It ain't going to be on us." So all those things combined, but this team was competitive. And you got to give Clemson some credit. Now, they're a good football team. Venables had a good plan. Great game.
We're going to stay in the same section, couple rows back.
Ed, Dan Wetzel, Yahoo Sports. Your career has had ups and downs, a lot of doubters. A lot of people never thought you'd be a national championship coach. I'm wondering two things. One, at any point during that, did you ever doubt that you could coach at this level and lead a team to this level? And what does your story say maybe to all the people out there whose careers don't just rocket ship to the top and go similar to you?
Yeah, you know, I remember not getting a job at USC, and I felt that I was ready to be a head coach. I felt that I had learned from my mistakes at Ole Miss. At that point in time, I wasn't. I remember sitting on the sofa in my house. I had a year to reflect. I remember watching SEC games, and you know what? I know I can compete with these guys, given the right place. I mean, you got to be in a place like LSU and have great coaches and great players to win it. I don't think I could have been somewhere else and we had the success that we had so fast. So I think it's a combination of being in the right place at the right time. I think it's a perseverance too. And man, people are going to talk and all that, but you can't let it affect you. I use that as an internal motivation. People, they tease me the way I talk, tease me the way I look, and when it's kind of funny. The things that I was doing at Ole Miss, I was ridiculed for. And now I punch myself in the jaw, and everybody at LSU likes it. So it just depends where you at, man. But it's been a great ride. I got to thank my family. And listen, man, I'm in the right place at the right time, and a great school with a great coaching staff. I have all the resources that we need. You come to LSU, you just have to do it right, and you're going to win.
Have time for just a couple more. We're going to start right here in the front.
Yeah, Ed, he kind of stole my question. Doug Mouton, WLTV in New Orleans. 2014, you're at Mandeville High School games as a parent in the stands. Yeah. 5 years later, you have delivered the greatest season in LSU history. And I know you have said all year it's not about me, but have you let that, or will you let that sink in just for a minute, that arc from 5 years ago watching Parker play to today?
I think, God had a plan. I got to say it, and it's not me. And all I did was follow the plan. And without him, I wouldn't be here. Without my family, I wouldn't be here. And then I said, I'm thankful for Coach Miles for giving me a chance, man. He hired me at LSU. It's where I wanted to go. I knew I was going to coach. I didn't think this was going to happen. I didn't know. I thought, when I didn't get the job at USC, I said, hey, you might be an assistant the rest of your life. I just love coaching. But everything fell into place. And we're just getting started, man. This is not the finish. I want to be here at LSU for a long time and win many championships at LSU, and this is just the beginning.
Again, right down here in the very front.
Hey, Ed, Michael Cobble, WBRZ in Baton Rouge. Clyde seemed to be the key that got the engine going tonight. Just how critical has he been, not just to your season, but even tonight?
He's the heart of our team, man. He is tough. Again, he's 6'4", 270, and Clyde's going to take it upon himself. I'm glad he was healthy. Those runs he made at the end of the game were very critical. He's hard to tackle. He's got great balance. He has a great trunk. I don't know if he's leaving or not, but if he does, I think he's going to have a great career, and he's going to go down as one of the greatest Tigers ever.
Take our last question from the television riser in the back.
Shakira Martin from Lafayette. Coach O, you've talked all season about blocking out the noise, but when you reflect, what was it that made this team so different and inspired you guys to just finish the season strong?
Yeah, I do believe the leadership, the character, the grit, they wanted to win. And they believed in our coaching staff. They believe in the work ethic. We started last January 17th. We've been working for a year. All those things combined, and obviously I thought we had a great schedule this year. Playing Auburn and Florida at home really helped us. Having a great coaching staff, getting Joe Burrow from the Saints, going to the spread. I think that, when we didn't score many points with Isbinger, we talked about going to the spread. I thought that was critical, and then we got the right guy. We got the right quarterback to run it. We had athletes and the receivers, the way they played. So a lot of things have to fall into place.
Coach, thank you very much and congratulations.
Go Tigers.
That concludes tonight's National Championship Game news conference.